Gardening is an act of faith in the future. And as gardeners, we know that the answer to a lot of the issues in the world can be found right here in the garden, digging in the soil. Jerry's found a group in Queensland who are tackling a tough problem and making a real difference.
I'm in Loganlea, about half an hour south of Brisbane. And here, in the agricultural grounds of the local state high school, is the Mini Farm Project. It's what you'd call an urban farm charity, and it was founded in 2014 by Nick Steiner.
I wanted to do something different than being in hospitality for the rest of my life, and I thought, well, it's time to actually give back. Maybe we need an organisation that's actually growing food deliberately for charities around the country.
How did it actually start?
Well, it started by me converting my backyard into an urban farm to test the processes to see if the idea would actually hold water and work. So I converted my lawn into something very similar to this farm, and we grew produce. And I just came to the idea of setting up a charity to create a network of charity farms, growing things from fruit, vegetables, fish, chicken eggs, bush foods, honey and other things as well, every week for free for charity.
So what motivates you with this project?
It actually hurts me to see children in this country go hungry.
So there's not enough food for people in need?
No, charities that we're dealing with at the moment are struggling to find good quality food, food at all. I saw recently on Oz Harvest on Facebook, they have over 670 charities waiting on food.
So how big a problem is this?
1 in 5 Australian households is going hungry each and every single day, and that's parents and children.
So this is an increasing issue, or has this been an issue for a long time?
Before COVID, it was overwhelming to charities, the amount of need, but post-COVID, it's exploded. In 2020, in the Logan community, there was over 50,000 people who required daily food assistance, and the council wanted to do something about it. We're partnered with the council, Griffith University and Logan State High School, and we have this parcel of land given to us on a peppercorn lease. Hi everyone, Nick from the Mini Farm Project, down here today at Logan State High Charity Farm with Kirsty, who's busily preparing beds to be planted this week. Next week, we'll be starting stage 2.
One of the staff responsible for running the farm at the school site is Logan State High graduate Kirsty Wright, who took to horticulture as a career tree change from an admin role last year. So what's it like working here?
I totally love coming to this ag centre every day and growing food to help people in need. It's an absolutely self-rewarding feeling that I can't describe.
So what would an average week be like for you?
Well, we do bed prep, planting, harvesting, weeding and looking after the crops.
So what sort of crops are you growing?
Well, everything we grow here is organic and nutritious. So our long-term crops are brassicas, including cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, celery. We also do beetroot, carrot, kale. We also have short-term crops that we plant every single week, lettuces, and we've also had Asian greens, which the cockatoos absolutely love as well.
They're onto a good thing.
Yes, they are.
And does having the mini farm in the school grounds make a difference?
It totally makes a difference. When we have the students coming to help, they just put all their energy into everything they do, which is great. And it makes them aware that they're helping people in need in our own community as well.
I'm Liana.
I'm Alexis.
I'm Bailey.
Do you enjoy volunteering here?
Yes. I like planting things and learning about different plants and vegetables.
I help doing all the dirty work, so like wheelbarrowing and mulching.
The greatest part about volunteering here is that we get to make friendships, and everyone here at the volunteering are like family.
The organisation now operates 3 active urban farm sites across Brisbane, and there's a new one just waiting to be planted out on the Sunshine Coast. They're growing fresh food year-round and donating it to food relief charities who, in turn, get this much-needed produce to those most in need. How many meals would this farm currently be producing?
We're now doing 200 meals a week. And with stage 2 coming on board, we'll be doing about 400 meals a week, which comes to about 20,000 meals in a year for a half-acre site.
Wow, that's productive. You see, this one's starting to flower now.
Yeah, and look at this quality.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
know.
I'm amazed that they're not being eaten at the moment. How do you get the money to do this? Because this is really intensive, the work you're doing here.
Obviously, every charity looks for donations and grants. So we have the ability for businesses, families and individuals to sponsor a bed, and that covers the operational costs of a farm for a year if we get all the beds covered.
So how much does it cost to sponsor a market garden bed here?
So each bed is about $2,000 tax-deductible donation for a whole year, or $197 a month tax-deductible. We also sell coffee. If we sell 20,000 bags, we're funded a 1-acre farm, and that produces up to 40,000 meals.
Brilliant. A community working bee last year doubled the number of beds at this site from 40 to 80 in just one day.
It's important for charities to have volunteers to actually do a lot of the workload. Otherwise, we would be paying somebody to do that.
So what was it that attracted you to this farm?
It's here, you can see it, it's practical, we can get involved, so we can support the project, but we can also come here and get our hands dirty and actually see the fruits of our labour, really, and you actually feel like you are contributing both financially but also in a very practical way.
You can see where the money's going, for sure.
Yeah, and you're creating something, and that's not always the case with when you donate.
Yes.
So.
This project underlines how the act of gardening can have a direct impact on some of the big crises facing communities today by churning out fresh, seasonal ingredients that make tens of thousands of meals for the most vulnerable members of the local community.
We want to get 100,000 people behind us to fund a farm every single month.
With the rising cost of living, you seem to be doing exactly the right thing at the right time.
Right product in the right place, I think.